And we should be live. Welcome everyone to another live stream repair. We'll see how this stream pans out. I built myself a fresh new streaming PC. Well, I should put new in quotation marks. I bought a used Ryzen 5 5600G and some random Gigabyte B550 motherboard, and slapped that together and moved my hard drives from my Intel NUC that I was using to stream into this build here. And man, I gotta tell you, it's a lot quieter in here with that little Intel NUC. Here, I'll show it to you guys. Something like this, with a little tiny fan in there, going at it full beans. And not to mention the performance too. I'm noticing that my CPU usage is significantly less now. So hopefully the background noise should be noticeably quieter. So let's go ahead and get our little magnet hands here out of the way. We don't need those. Let's go ahead and get ourselves ready for our repair of the day from not Damon, but Chuck. And theirs has no power. So let's go ahead and open up Chuck here. Alright. So we've got Chuck here with no power. Looks like the poor thing is gone through a bit here and there. We might be able to clean that up a little bit, but everything else looks good. Let's go ahead and plug this into power. We're going to want to double check our symptoms here and see how much power it's drawing. That'll give us an idea of what exactly is going wrong here, or at least a good guess. Alright, so confirmed, no response. We get about 4 to 6 watts of power draw from the wall there. So my best guess, based on experience, we've probably got the same failure as many of these other no-power HomePods, being that diode on the amplifier shorting out and preventing the pod from powering on. So let's take this apart and see if we are right. And you can't forget, gotta get a drink. Okay. All that out of the way. Oh man, I've got so much more desk space up here now that I don't have that NUC that I use for streaming. Hey Ian, welcome to the stream. There are a few people that do offer repairs. I've actually got a section on my website under my mailing address for international repairs, and so essentially anybody who feels confident enough in offering themselves their repair services for HomePods, I'll put your name and contact info up there. But we've got a couple people from France, we've got one from Denmark, we've got one I think 1 or 2 others. All right, let's go ahead and open this up. Oh man, it is so much quieter in this room without that little PC screaming at me. Should have done this ages ago. And my CPU usage is only at like 14%. We're doing a 4K stream now. All right, got the top off. Well, much appreciated. Hopefully you'll never have to come to me. Hopefully you'll just have great luck with them and they'll never fail on you. But if they do, well, I'll be here for quite a while. I don't plan on ever not offering repairs for as long as I am able to. 10, 15 years down the road, you know. I'll certainly still be probably using these unless there's a better alternative that comes out. And I'll still be fixing them for myself, so why not fix them for other people? Let's get this frame out. Screwdriver's wigging out. There we go. Oh man, it is. I'm gonna say it a few times during the stream until I get used to it, but it's so nice. It's so much quieter in here now. I can hear my own thoughts. We will pull that mesh down. That'll let us pull our frame out. And then we can undo the logic board. Flip it like a pizza pie. Put it on a base. We will pull the mesh down a little more to reveal our screws. First, we're going to go ahead and fully detach this ribbon cable from the basket before we forget or do any sort of prying here. Oh, and then we will expose those screws around the top here and take those out. Ignore the copious amounts of cat hair on my sweater here. Rest assured there will be no cat hair in, on, or around your pod when we send it back. And that is a bold guarantee to give, owning 2 cats and a dog. Well, I own the 2 cats, but mother-in-law has the dog with her while she's staying with us. Alright, that was pretty easy. Let's go ahead and commence the pry. Yes, give it up. Oh, come on. We're getting there. Oh, yes. Alright, this might be a manual pull here. Off the desk. Oh boy. No, that's not budging. That's not ready yet. There we go. There we go. Very easy. Easy peasy. Did I cut myself? Better not show it on camera if I did. That is quite wobbly. Alright, let me slap a band-aid on that really quick. I'll be right back, folks. Okay, we are alive. The pod the bit back. Let's get this subwoofer out of here. Take a close look at the condition of it. Voice coil looks good. Feels nice and smooth. And it doesn't smell weird or anything like that. So it smells like a nice and happy subwoofer. So we'll get that ribbon cable through. Make sure it's got no damage on it. Work on these rings. Okay. Time for that power supply. And detach that ribbon cable down there. And the main event. So what do we got here? First look, we've got a date code on our diode here of 1746K, so I think we all know what to expect when we go to test that. Everything else looks all right. So let's go ahead and turn on our heat, turn on our iron, get that diode pulled off. Actually, first we should confirm that it is shorted out. Here, I'll get you guys up close. Yep, it's shorted out. Let's get it replaced. Well, that's interesting. My, is it the soldering iron that's screwing up the stream there? I turned on my soldering iron in my hot air gun and my stream started pooping out. That is interesting. Why is it dropping so many frames? Oh man, I tested this for a while and it was working just fine. What is going on here? Did we get it? I think we got it. No, it doesn't like that up close camera. That's interesting. Okay. Let's see if that does the trick. No. It just does not like that up close camera. So we're just gonna live with the top view, which is all right. It's got a pretty decent zoom there. And let's go ahead and pull that diode off. Alright, got that old one off. Let's prep ourselves a new one. give this board a quick cool off. And that should be good enough for us to test. All right, drum roll, please. Yeah, we got power. All right, what kind of offset do we got? Wow, essentially none. That's great. Excellent. So this is ready to put back together, and then we'll see if we can't get the up-close camera streaming nice. Not sure why that started acting up. And see if we can mess around with a couple amplifier boards that I've got sitting around just waiting to get fixed. Hey, welcome, Robin. Oh, I'm here fixing pods. Couldn't be happier. Just living the life. How are you? Hope you had a decent Thanksgiving weekend. All right. I think we are ready for this stick. Okay. Looking pretty snazzy. Let's see if this powers up now. Yeah. All right.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet.
Sounds good. Volume buttons line up nice and even. So, we got Chuck's pod all fixed up and ready to go. So that's all of the HomePods that were sent in today for repairs. I've got a few amplifier boards sitting around that I've been needing to get to further diagnostics with. You guys are welcome to stick around if you want to see me mess around with those. Fair warning, before I start working on those boards, I'm going to mess around with my up-close camera real fast to see if we can get that streaming nice and smooth again. So you might see the stream kind of crap out here and there until I can figure that out for just a few minutes here. So feel free to stick around if you want to see me mess around with some other amplifier boards that need fixed up. We're going to try to fix this camera first. So what happens if I configure the video and I just default all of these settings? We're getting some high average times to render frames now. It's kind of jumping up already. That's interesting. Oh, we got some chat messages here too, so hey, get out of here. Hey, thanks for letting me fix your pod, Chuck. It's always a pleasure to get these things working again. Hi, I'm from Slovakia. Schottky diode is on the way from Texas, of all places. Here to me, I'm about to try the same repair. Ah, good luck, man. Take it slow and easy. Take your time, and you'll get through it. Let's see, is this gonna poop out now? No, it looks pretty good actually. Wow. So I wonder if the camera was set to MJPEG for some reason, because it was set to auto, and when I changed it to MJPEG it was still pretty crappy, but when I changed it to, what is this, YUV? What is that? YUY2. I've never heard of that before. It seems to be going pretty smooth now. Let's put a board up here. Oh yeah, no, that's not fast. That's pretty slow. This camera's going at like 1 frame a second. That's interesting. I wonder what happens if I just unplug it and plug it back in. Strange things happen when you put your PC to sleep and wake it up. Tell you that. Nope, it's still only 1 frame a second. That looks pretty good. But we're skipping frames now. What is our problem here? What is the major malfunction? Let's just delete this camera from the scene. Re-add it. Okay, so far that's behaving. We've got a good frame rate. Let's see what happens when we fit to screen. All right, we're still looking good. An important question. The two connections on the top of the diode, are they supposed to be separately soldered with the bridge between them, or is it okay if I solder top and line like one? Well, that is an excellent question, Martin. I think we should find out here together what would happen if you were to bridge those two pads on the top there. Be it if you can only find a diode with one leg on this side, or you accidentally bridge those two pins. Let's go ahead and sacrifice a parts boards that we can use here and find out. So this one no base. This one pops won't reset, no. This one has no sound and it has prior repair attempts. So this seems like a good candidate for us to test your question here. Let's go ahead and create a bridge here on those two. Actually, before we do anything, let's sanity check that this board at least powers on fine before we do anything. Just in case it got dropped or some conductive piece of dust or hair or something dropped onto it and is causing a new issue. But as far as I know, last I tested this board, it powers on, but it has no sound. And I'm going to use my crappy cable for this. If this spectacularly fries things, I don't want to ruin any good parts. And speaking of which, I'm not going to use my good logic board. We're going to use a bricked logic board here for this as well. Okay, power. Let's just confirm that this powers on. Yes, it does. And then let's go ahead and create that bridge here. Oh boy, the shit I do. Alright, I think instead what we'll have to do here is just solder a wire on there. So we'll go ahead and do that instead. Alright, look at that. Got those pins, or those pads on the diode bridged together there. That's what I didn't want happening, was that bridging to the capacitor there. But if I remember correctly, those are already connected. Yeah, those pins on the top of the diode there connect to the bottom of that capacitor anyways. So in theory, you should be able to not only bridge the two pins on the top of this diode here, but also bridge the pins on this diode to the bottom of this capacitor here. In theory. We're about to test that theory. This is going to be a wild theory to test. Alright, I'm gonna find some glasses to wear for this just in case something explodes. Oh boy. Okay, I found my glasses. Let's blow something up, yeah? I'm kind of nervous. Oh, there you go. Works just fine. Well, would you look at that? So, let's catch up with the chat here. So, just to basically answer your question, you can bridge the pads between the two diode, or between the two pins on the top of the diode there. It doesn't appear to have any negative effect. Let's see. Yeah, delivery causes. I have a weird amp board laying around. It was fully dead. Diode was okay, but had a blown resistor. Change the resistor in the 4 caps. Just for good measure, you replace the diode. Now it powers up but has no base. The woofer is okay, and no other visible defect under a microscope or shorts to find. So, it's kind of strange. Sometimes when I replace the filtering capacitors on the back of the amp here, I'd say 1 out of every 10 times I get one that suddenly has no base after I replace those filtering capacitors. For whatever reason, it just takes a couple of tries sometimes to get your base back. Assuming you had base before, If you didn't have base before touching those filtering capacitors, then I would suspect maybe one of the other common base failures. But if you had base before your repairs and then now you don't, I would try to rework the filtering capacitors a few more times. Make sure you douse them in plenty of flux. Make sure they're all nice and squared up, nice and solidly attached, and quality joints to the board. Because if they're attached like crap, then that could end up with no base. Or if they're shorting out to, or if they're touching another component nearby, that could definitely cause issues too. Let's see. I don't know where the right small pad goes to, but with an iron it takes insane amounts of heat. Yeah, no kidding. You saw how hard it was for me to get that. Okay, so that's cool. What we learned is you can be pretty sloppy with the top pads of that diode there. Doesn't matter if you short them together, doesn't matter or if you bridge them together, and it doesn't matter if you bridge them to the capacitor right above it. All as well. So what else do we have to play with here? Well, I want to figure out my camera. I want to figure out how I can get my up-close camera looking good. Let's play with that again really quick here. So what video is this even? Is this 4K? How can I tell if it's 4K or not? That's okay. Let's go ahead and zoom that on in. And then we are going to center that. Okay. Yeah, the strange thing with the failure of these filtering capacitors is the fact that they measure fine. They seem to test fine, but they're clearly bad, and they're clearly where the fault lies. Because if you can confirm that your problem is that you've got DC offset, and you replace these 4 capacitors, the offset goes away. Yet the capacitors, even under normal temperature, if I artificially heat them up, they seem to still test within the normal capacitance that they're rated for. So it must be some sort of weird failure under load that they, which would make sense, because you can notice if you do have a DC offset issue, you notice that the offset starts at a certain point and then it continues to grow. So as that load continues to wear and probably increase with use and over time to those capacitors, they probably get worse, or they probably show a higher offset until they trigger those death farts. So I would first go ahead, redoing these 4 filtering capacitors even a handful of times is going to be significantly easier than trying to replace this amp chip here. So I would try replacing these or resolder or reflowing them a few more times with plenty of flux all around them to make sure that everything is nice and settled in where it should be. And if you still can't get it back, then and you said you checked all around this amp area, like the whole area here. If you don't find any shorts here, then I think replacing the amp IC would be a safe bet. Okay. How is the video looking? How's the stream been the past few minutes? Does it look good? My camera's a little blurry. I think we need to adjust that. Alright, wide. We gotta go wider so we can see what we're doing here. Let's flip this image. That's better. Okay. How's that looking? Looking all right. It's looking pretty snazzy. All right, I think I like that. Our video looks smooth again. Let's see, scaling. Yeah, now we're in business. So that is the camera streaming at 4K, but with the image cropped into a 1080p view, with it blown up to fit the size of the stream here of my canvas. So that way, effectively, you get a 1080p video feed of my top-down 4K camera, but it's twice as large. or around about there. So that looks way better. I like that. Let's make sure you guys can still focus on that. Yeah. Hocus focus. Okay. What do we have to play with here that we can try to fix? We got this one with no base that I thought was a short on its capacitor, but I want to double check that. Yeah, no, that cap is fine. So I think that's going to be a parts board, perhaps. We've got a couple other over here. This one I have good written on it. This one I have no base written on it. What's this no base one? Yeah, this one also. This one's never had the caps replaced, but it has no base. This one's apparently good. This is the one I replaced the STM chip on. And I took the cap from it. Lol. That's hilarious. All right, let's see here. This one's got no base. And it's got a short on this capacitor here, which is strange. Let's see if we fixed the base in this. I don't think so, but we found a shorted capacitor, not in the usual spot. Yeah, that's what I thought. All right. I can't keep working on this right now. I have other commitments to make here. So, yep, these are all parts boards. We're just messing around. So, that's about it for today's live stream, folks. If you guys have any questions or want to leave any feedback, feel free to leave a comment down below. Where did my mouse go? As I was saying, if you guys have any comments, questions, or feedback on any of the repairs we've done here or in general with HomePods, feel free to leave a comment down below. If you want to learn more about doing your own repairs, including diagnostic steps, repair steps, and parts you may need to do most of our common repairs that we do here during our live streams, check out the website, nixfix.com, and head over to the common issues section. Also on my website, I've got my contact info, so if you'd rather hit me up and get your pod repaired here on the stream instead of trying out yourself, I've got all that info you need to reach out to me up on there as well. Hope you guys all enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye!